Comfort zones. It's a place that we feel the most comfortable, the place we feel the most competent. It's a place that we have confidence in ourselves. It's a place that we don't have to worry. But the flip side of comfort zones is that it doesn't challenge us enough to be able to achieve the goals and objectives that we set for ourselves. A comfort zone is actually known as a feel safe zone, which is the main layer of a comfort zone. We need to be able to break out of the comfort zone into the fear zone, the learning zone, and the growth zone. In part one of comfort zones, we covered the feel safe zone. Today, we're going to be focusing on part two, which is the fear zone. This is Ndoping Co. Thank you for joining us today. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. In part one, we focused on what is a comfort zone and why should you be aware of your comfort zone. We focused on the key examples that are linked to a comfort zone and why should you make an effort to be able to leave your comfort zone. We also gave some questions for reflection on the comfort zone. If you've not watched our series one on comfort zones, please review part one of comfort zones on Ndoping Coaching on YouTube. Today, our conversation will be on the fear zone. The fear zone is the next layer from the feel safe zone. And there are a couple of things that I want us to have a chat about today. How do we leave our feel safe zone into our fear zone? What are some of the key aspects of the fear zone and what should we expect? How do we stay on the course despite the word fear? What happens if we stay on the course? And what are some of the possibilities that lie ahead? Now, the very first thing on the fear zone or leaving the feel safe zone is actually that there will be some fear. This is getting out of an area that we are not comfortable. It's actually getting to challenge ourselves a little bit more. The first step is deciding that you have to leave your comfort zone. I think that's the most difficult step to take. Is I need to be able to challenge myself a little bit more. I need to be able to move forward to achieve a goal or an objective. And that decision cannot be made by anyone else. If you feel comfortable in your comfort zone and you just feel you don't want to challenge yourself, you don't want to do anything out of the norm, you don't want to achieve any main things out of that comfort, then this video might not be for you. But if you're somebody who is looking at challenging yourself a little bit more, either grow professionally, start up something new, make some significant gains, move towards, professional attainment, even move towards becoming the best within your profession, then this is the time where you can think about living wherever you've been as a comfort zone into the next step. The fear zone is designed to be able to capture some of those things that happens once you've decided to leave your comfort zone. The very first thing is that you have to reevaluate your situation and ask yourself, what do I want to achieve as a goal or an objective? The second one is, once you've made that decision, you need to write it down. It's best to write the decision down that this is what I want to do. Each of us have different goals, different objectives, different things that we want to achieve. And I can't name all of them here. But if there's one thing you want to achieve tomorrow, next month, next year, next couple of years, it will be the time for you to write it down. Once you've written it down, my advice would be for you to share that decision with someone close to you. That could be a partner that you trust. That could be a friend. It could be, a parent. It could be a close cousin. It could be a relative. But sharing this with someone you trust will make that person what we call an accountability partners. As professional coaches, that's what we do. We act as accountability partners for our clients. And when we set some goals and objectives, one of the things we do is we support them to be able to achieve those goals. They're accountable to themselves, but we act as an accountability partner. So it just helps to be able to motivate them a little bit further and remind them of some of those goals and objectives that they've set for themselves. The fear zone is actually the breakpoint zone, because that's where you're breaking from your bubble. That's where you're breaking from the norm. That's where you're breaking from your routines, from those things that you've been doing for a couple of months, years, days, how long. But that's when you're getting into a zone where it's not your comfort anymore. And these are a couple of things that might happen in the fear zone, is that you will start losing some of your self-confidence. And be aware of this simply because you're not in your comfort. You're not in a place where they can wake you up from bed and you just do whatever you've been doing. You are now in a zone where you are daring. You will start finding excuses to quit. If you imagine an example that once, let's say you decided, I want to be able to lose some weight, and you want to start doing some sports. And for some people, they want to start going to the gym. For others, they want to start doing some running. For others, they want to start doing some squats at home. Just imagine if you were to start doing some running. Once you start running, the first few minutes or seconds really feels good, because at least your brain tells you you're doing something good. But after that, it becomes the most difficult time, because you want to quit. You want to stop running. You just want to stop it, because then you realize you're getting out of your comfort. Your brain starts reminding you that you're getting into a territory that you've not been living in for a while. So you notice that your system almost maybe might feel like you're breaking down, and you just want to quit. But remember that when you push through and you're running in 10, 20, 30 minutes, you can even last longer. The first few days might be difficult. So you might push through to maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes. The second day might be pushing through that same amount of minutes. The third day might be getting to 20, 30. But if you notice that once you do that constantly, your system develops an amount of resistance. Running there becomes a norm. It expands your comfort zone. What used to be a fear zone finally becomes your comfort zone. But be very careful once you're within the fear zone, because it's so easy to second guess yourself. It's so easy for you to start listening to others than you listen to yourself, simply because you doubt a couple of things. It's not a zone that you've been living in for a while. But if you stay on course, just like somebody who has decided to run and achieve a goal of reducing weight, is that day in, day out, as you push forward, your comfort zone widens and you become more comfortable with the things that you were not previously comfortable with. One of the other key aspects is that you should visualize your end goal. Look at where you're going and not where you are. Let's say I want to become a CEO tomorrow. I need to see myself as a CEO. I need to visualize myself as a CEO. Let's say I want to start up a business. Let me look at myself to be a successful businessman. Let me look at myself like some of the powerful, business people like Google, Amazon, like Apple. Yes, it looks like out of reach, but let me see myself in that seat of a successful businessman, no matter what I'm doing, to be the best within my field. And once you visualize your goal, it helps you to stay on course despite the fears within the fear zone. A couple of things might happen if you stay on course. One step at a time, just like a runner, you gain confidence. And remember, as you break your fears, or as you embrace your fears become like a ceiling that you can stand on top and you look up. which means as you climb up in your fears, they become a ceiling. They become a standing block for you now to climb on top as you continue to, climb towards your success. That's one of the biggest things that will happen within the fear zone. Don't let anyone deceive you. Don't let words online or words on the news or many other things happening which are negative to be able to sway you from your goal. Stay focused on the course and remember, look at your end goal. Fear has been defined, as, false evidence, appearing to be real. And when you look at the other side of fear, it's either you forget everything and run, or you face everything and rise. You are able to go through your fear zone, but you need to stay on course. And once you stay on course, there are a couple of steps that you're going to make. You're going to move from this fear zone into a learning zone. And from the learning zone, you'll go to the growth zone. And that's the zone of achievement. And that's when you start reaping the benefits of that decision that you made to leave your feel-safe zone. Thank you so much for listening today. We are Ndoping Co. If you've never visited our website before, please go to www.ndopingco.com. If you've never been, or if you've never subscribed on our YouTube channel, please subscribe on Ndoping Coaching. You can also follow us on Instagram, Ndoping Coaching. It's been a pleasure, and I appreciate every moment that you decided to spend with us today. Our next video will be on the learning zone. That will be part 3 of comfort zone. Thank you so much for today. I look forward to seeing you in our next video. Bye now.